Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Legio and this is City Skylines Mahigan, Episode 8, the Downtown Hospital. If you guys like this series, please remember to leave a like and or subscribe because, it's a nice thing to do. So, took a little bit of a hiatus for a couple days, mostly to get life back on track because I had a lot of homework I had to get done for me to finish up my degree. Had some issues up at work where I had to work some overtime, but all that seems to be resolved now, and I'm back into City Skylines, which, trust me, I'd much rather be doing this than those things, but it is what it is and life happens. So, in today's episode, we are going to build a downtown hospital, like I said, and I've elected to use this plot of land right here, mostly due to its central location in the downtown area and next to this metro line for ease of access to the people. And I'm all about the people. So, building this hospital, I'm going to take some real-world inspiration from a hospital that I know fairly well, and that is the Barnes Jewish Hospital located in St. Louis, Missouri, so kind of a hometown. And since we are going to be using it as inspiration to build our in-game hospital, why not do the history lesson on it as well? I'm sure you guys didn't see that coming. So, Barnes Jewish Hospital actually derives its name from two hospitals that combined. We'll get into that a little bit later, but the names of the hospital were the Barnes Hospital and the Jewish Community Hospital. So the Barnes Hospital is the namesake of Mr. Robert Barnes, who died in 1892, and he was a very wealthy man in St. Louis. And upon his death, he donated $850,000 to build a medical center in St. Louis for the community. About the same time, you had the Jewish community that decided they were going to pull their money together and build a hospital of their own that was founded in 1902. And this hospital opened its doors to anybody of any race, religion, or ethnicity. So, good on you, Jewish hospital. The Barnes Hospital was designed by Theodore Link, who is also really well known for designing the Union Station located in St. Louis, Missouri. It's a very nice place that is now actually the St. Louis Aquarium. So have some pictures of that up on your screen as well. Both these hospitals were cutting edge in the medical field throughout the entire 1900s, performing first in chest x-rays and diabetic care, and in 1918 both combated the Spanish influenza and were key in keeping St. Louis healthy and happy and functioning. In 1963, the Jewish Hospital became an affiliation with the Washington University Medical Program, which is a top-notch medical program in the United States, and here in St. Louis, WashU is a very big deal. So, good for them. In 1979, the Barnes Hospital became the fourth largest private hospital in the country. So one thing that I should have mentioned earlier is Barnes Hospital and the Jewish Community Hospital were separate hospitals at this point, both operating very close to each other, working with each other at times, but they were actually separate organizations. But that all changed in January 1996 when they officially became one organization operating under one management group. And that's when they became the Barnes Jewish Hospital, just combining their names together. Keeping it simple. So, this is a top-notch hospital, especially in the Midwest. It's considered one of the best hospitals in the Midwest, and it's always ranked in the top 100 in the nation out of the thousands of hospitals that the U.S. does have. It has a level 1 trauma center, so if you are the unfortunate victim of a bad car crash, gunshot wound, or a stabbing, you have a very good chance of recovering going to Barnes Jewish Hospital. They also receive the Magnet Award, which is a top nursing program award. So they always have a top nursing program. They're very well known for it. Being a nurse there means you are one of the best in the country. Little brag for them. So, very top-notch hospital. They do a lot of good stuff. They have a children's center that treats kids from all over the country, ranging from diabetic issues to trauma-related issues to cancer. Very cutting edge in cancer as well, and they're very known throughout the community. I'm very partial to this hospital because when I was younger, I had a severe eye injury. I went to Barnes Jewish Hospital. They treated my eye injury, and I literally have zero complications. It's as if it never even happened. So I do believe they personally saved my eye and my eyesight, and for that I'm very grateful. So I knew I wanted to base at least my downtown hospital off of Barnes Jewish. So, yeah, Barnes Jewish Hospital, everybody. Amazing hospital. Great for the community of St. Louis. We love them. So, with the history lesson out of the way, we are now going to get into our quick play of me building this hospital. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please remember to leave a like and or subscribe. And let's just roll right into this. Hope you guys enjoy. guys, we're back. Hopefully you're enjoying the episode. If you are, please remember to leave a like and or subscribe. So I just wanted to take another chance to let you guys know how the series is going to progress. I'm going to try to get back to doing an episode once a week. That's really dependent on my schedule with work and school. I work full-time and I'm a part-time student, and that's kind of chaotic. And then I have family obligations as well. So yeah, those all take priority. At the end of the day, this is a hobby, but it's a hobby I want to share with you guys, and it's important to me. So I'm going to try to do an episode a week. If it doesn't happen, it'll at least be an episode every 2 weeks. Another thing I wanted to put out there is I want input from you guys. I know I say it a lot. I love the comments. Like, I love getting comments on the channel. So if you take the time to leave a comment, I'm going to respond to it. I guarantee I'm going to respond to it as best I can. And what I want in those comments is, if you have an idea for what you want me to build next, please leave it, because I run out of ideas, and I get my ideas from going either on Reddit or watching other City Skylines YouTubers, and I just kind of take it. But if you guys have an idea, leave it on here, and I'll probably build it, because I want Mahigan to be a very long-running series. I don't want to end the series too early, and the length of Mahigan is going to depend on two things. How well my computer can keep up with it, because as you guys know, City Skylines is very demanding. If my computer can no longer handle the city, we're going to have to leave it behind. Another thing it's going to depend on is my availability on how to build it. I'll probably start another city at some point in time, but right now I'm just enjoying the heck out of building Mahigan. And yeah, so to build it, I want your guys' input. Went off on a little bit of a tangent there. So on your screen, you're seeing me build this bridge, and I'm really happy with the bridge. I used the overcross bridges. I talk about it at the end of the episode, so I don't want to get too much into it. But those bridges are amazing. I love them. I'm also using a lot more procedural objects on like everything, because you can just get so much more detail with them, and I think it's great. So yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the episode too, but I just want to point a couple of those things out and also give you guys a break from the music. But with all that said, I'm going to get you guys back into the music, and hopefully you enjoy the episode. If you do, you know what to do. Okay, and we're back, and we now have a hospital for the Mahiganites, and I think it turned out pretty darn good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Two things going forward. You guys probably saw a lot in the quick play. I used a lot of procedural objects, and that's probably what I'm going to be using a lot more from now on, because I'm getting more comfortable with the mod, and it's allowing me to build what I actually want to build better, and a little bit more realistic. So we're probably going to use it a lot more going forward. Sorry to those of you who are purists in the game. Second, I just wanted to make note, this build took me a long time. The reason being is I couldn't get things exactly how I wanted. You probably saw in the quick play, I bulldozed and rebuilt stuff a whole lot. So all in all, this probably took me about 5 hours to build. A lot longer than it should have, but what are you going to do? I think it was well worth the build. So let's get into what we built. We got some condos down here for those of you who would have the money to live in nice, expensive condos. To go alongside the condos, we have this park, which I somewhat modeled after the park across the street from Barnes. I believe it's called Hudley Park. Put it up on your screen real quick. Nice little screenshot of it. And it looks like people are already using it, so yay me. Yay them. Bunch of the older people. But in the park we have a Starbucks, we have a playground, we have some shops up here in front, we have some tennis courts. Fun thing about these tennis courts is literally as I was building I was doing this build, I took a quick break and I just went on the workshop, and these tennis courts were on the front page. I'm like, well, I've got to have those because the park itself has tennis courts in it. So I had to have them. It just worked out perfectly. The hospital itself, I used the Charite Hospital, turned it into procedural object, and I put some healthcare service blocks underneath it. So it's a functioning hospital. It works. This glass entrance I modeled after the actual entrance to Barnes. I don't know how close I got it, but it's close enough. I'm happy with it. So the hospital has this little, what I'm considering the research wing over here, or the specialty departments. Specialty departments, what I meant. So like the oncology, the epidemiology, whatever other ology is in a hospital is in there. We attached a parking garage here. I know it's not the best parking garage, but it works for what I need. It's not detailed, and I'm not going to detail it. I don't want to detail parking garages. Too much time and not a lot for me. Back here we have the drive-up emergency entrance for the hospital. So the emergency room be like right there. And then we have a walkway, which I really like these walkways. Those are I think they're the XDBX walkways. I think if you search that on the workshop, you'd find them. Yeah, that's what I have written down, a little note card there. So XDBX walkways, there's like 4 or 5 of them. Well, actually, I can just show you real quick. I can go into find it and find them fairly quick. So I know they're under networks, and if I just type in XDB, yep, there they are. They're the HK pedestrian walkways, over crossings. So yeah, there's 5 of them? Yeah, 5. Couldn't count there for a second. 5 of them, so pretty good. Pretty good. And then this building over here, this is labeled as a rehab center on the workshop. I think it works very well with the Skyline. And my thinking was, with WashU having its medical school with Barnes, this is kind of where my medical school would be. So like the med students, when they're done with their on-campus classes and they have to start doing their residencies or their internships or however that works, I'm not really sure. Everything I know about medicine comes from the sitcom Scrubs. So not the best, not the worst. My thinking is this is kind of the attachment where it'll be. So yeah, overall I'm very pleased with it. Hopefully you guys are too. That's going to do for this episode. If you did enjoy this episode, please remember to leave a like and or subscribe, because it makes me feel good and it's a nice thing to do. With all that said, I'm going to wish you guys a good day, and take care.